Did you know that Miami Lakes is one of the healthiest real estate markets for single family homes in all of South Florida? Today, I am in Miami Lakes, a place that's very near and dear to my heart because this is my hometown where I was born and raised. Many people from outside of Miami-Dade County don't really know Miami Lakes too well because it's a suburb about 20-30 minutes away from all the main hubs like Coral Gables, Coconut Grove, Miami Beach. But it's a little piece of paradise just outside of the urban core, and it could be a perfect location and home for any family. So in this video, we're gonna talk all things Miami Lakes real estate. We're gonna talk prices, we're gonna talk market trends, we're gonna talk my favorite neighborhoods. So let's have a look, follow me, and we'll take a ride in the golf cart. So the first neighborhood that we're talking about today and visiting is Loch Lomond. Loch Lomond, without a doubt, is the best of the best in Miami Lakes. It's made up of only about 200 single family homes. Most of the homes here are larger homes. So prices in Loch Lomond range anywhere from $1 million starting to $5 million. The entry level would be your dry lots, meaning they're not on the golf course or on the lakefront properties. These will be smaller lots, smaller homes, typically ranging from 1 to 2 million. And then we have our bigger homes that are located on the golf course, which are premium properties, or on the lakefronts. There's 2 lakes in Loch Lomond. So if you're either or lakes, it's highly desirable. And these properties start at 2 million and could go as high up to 5 million. Some of these homes are smaller, older homes, 2,800 square feet. And some of them are huge 10,000 square foot homes. But again, it's a very exclusive community. On a price per square foot basis, really Loch Lomond on the high end, it's gonna be trading anywhere between $550 per foot up to $600 per foot on the very high end, and on the low end in the $300 per foot range, but on average around $400 a foot. Obviously, if you're on the golf course or on the lake, that plays a huge factor. What's nice about Loch Lomond is that there's always a strong demand for buyers looking to be in this neighborhood because it's a one-of-one community in Miami Lakes. Only 200 homes and the turnover is very low. So if you're an owner here looking to sell, we always have buyers that are looking. And if you're a potential buyer that wants to be in Loch Lomond, definitely reach out because typically when these homes become available, oftentimes they are sold prior to even hitting the market. Loch Lomond is surrounded by the Miami Lakes Golf Course, which used to be Shula's Golf Course. They just underwent a $12 million renovation, and it's going to be one of the best golf courses now in Miami. The first tee program that was formerly in Mel Reese is now moving to the Miami Lakes Golf Course. So Loch Lomond is surrounded by the golf course. So it makes it extremely private, very quiet. So if you're looking in Miami Lakes, or if you're a buyer looking in Coral Gables, Pinecrest, and you want that land, golf course community, and maybe Gables, for whatever reason, you can't find the right home, Loch Lomond is actually very comparable to what you see in Coral Gables, which large lots, large homes, and the level of finishes are spectacular. So it is the #1 neighborhood in Miami Lakes. Now let's go check out some of the other options that are highly desirable in the Miami Lakes area if Loch Lomond is not in your price point. Miami Lakes is a very family-friendly neighborhood. You have a lot of great schools, you have a lot of great restaurants. Right now we're located in Main Street, which is filled with restaurants, cafes, gyms, everything you can find is in this little Main Street area because it's it's a little walkable area in Miami Lakes. They do nice events here during the holidays. Their farmers market here on weekends. So this is the Miami Lakes Athletic Center, also known as Shula's Gym to real Miami Lakers like myself. I grew up coming to this gym since I was a very young kid. Played tennis here, played basketball here, worked out here. I mean, they keep improving it, which is great for the neighborhood. It's very cool to see how it was when I was growing up here and how it looks today as they keep improving it. Some of my other favorite neighborhoods in Miami Lakes that are worth mentioning are Royal Oaks, Royal Palm Estates, Silvercrest, Gramercy. These are all on the west side of Miami Lakes. These are all typically newer homes built in the 1990s or 2000s. 2-story homes with a mix of 1-story homes as well. The lot sizes will be smaller, around 7,800, 8,000. If you have a 10,000 square foot lot, it's considered a big lot in those neighborhoods. But you have a lot of space for a price point. So you could buy a 4,000 square foot house in Royal Oaks, for example, for 1.3, 1.4, maybe 1.5 million, where a 4,000 square foot house in Loch Lomond is going to be costing you 2 million plus. Definitely north of 2.5 if you're on the golf course. The entry level price point to houses in Royal Palm, in Gramercy, in Silvercrest is probably around 750,000 and could go up to as high as in the low 2s, 2.2, 2.3 million. And this would be a very large 6,000 square foot home plus. So if your budget is a little bit on the lower end side in terms of Miami Lakes, or if you need a lot more space and you need a 5,000 square foot 2-bedroom for, call it 1.5, Royal Oaks is a place to look, Silvercrest is a place to look, and you have newer homes that are not as old as the old part of Miami Lakes that's located on the east side. That's actually a perfect transition into the neighborhood that we're currently driving in, which is not really a neighborhood that has a name, but we call it here, as at least Miami Lakers do, the east part of Miami Lakes, the old part of Miami Lakes, the original part of Miami Lakes. This is the original homes typically built in the 1960s and 70s. Most of these homes are one-story homes. What's nice about these homes, you have very lush landscaping all around. You have bigger lot sizes than the west side of Miami Lakes, so you're looking at, an average 10,000 square foot lot. And there's a lot of lakefront homes as well that could be in a pie shape, and those could have 13, 12,000, 13,000, 14, 15,000 square foot lots. Now, in the old part, east part of Miami Lakes, like Lake Martha, like Lake Glen, you have these homes that are smaller because they're built in the 60s. So if you need that 4,500 square foot space, this is not the space for you. But if you are comfortable with a starter home of like 1,800 square feet, 1,500 square feet, it's an ideal place. If you're comfortable with a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, that's going to be around 2,500 square feet or 2,300 square feet. This is a fantastic option, and an option that I personally would choose for myself over buying in Royal Oaks, but that's just my personal opinion. Some people prefer the west side of Miami Lakes. It's an extremely safe neighborhood. All of Miami Lakes is extremely safe. It's all very walkable, nice wide streets, large sidewalks. So if you're coming here in the mornings or in the afternoons, you'll see tons of families walking their dog, walking their strollers, taking their babies out for a walk. In Miami Lakes, when most sellers or most owners are selling or need to sell, it's for two reasons. Either one, they're empty nesters and they need to downsize, or two, their family is growing and they need to upsize. So they need, instead of a 3-bedroom, they need a 4-bedroom. Instead of 4, they need a 6. When these owners need to sell, they're typically in a very good situation because Miami Lakes is such a healthy market. There's always a strong demand here, and they long-term wise do very well in their investment. So let's break down the numbers of what the Miami Lakes market currently looks like right now and how it's doing this year compared to last year.
So let's look at some of the numbers as to what makes Miami Lakes market one of the healthiest markets in all of Miami. In this analysis, we use all closed sales from January 1st to July 31st in 2025 and 2024 and compared the difference. The number of sales is down in 2025. There has been less transactions overall. The median sales price is at 1.1 million in 2025, a 9% increase from 2024. The price per square foot is at $433 per square foot, 3% above 2024's 421. Days on market, slightly above 2024 levels by 4 days, almost no change. Months of inventory. We're at 5 months of inventory in 2025. In 2024, we were at 3 months, both indicating it is a very strong market where sellers have more power. Anything where 6 months or below is more of a seller's market. Anything that's 9 months or above is more of a buyer's market, and anything between 6 to 9 months, a neutral, even market. And then the close to list price ratio, which means list price compared to the closing price. Negotiability is 96%, so 4% off the asking price in 2025. And in 2024, it was 97%. So a 3% discount was the average. Overall health of the Miami Lakes market, as seen in these numbers, is very strong. What we want to see when we're looking at the health of a market is a low months of inventory, anywhere between below 9 for sure. Days on market, we'd love to see it 30 to 60 days, which it has it here. And then the average price per square foot is still trickling up 3%, which is always great. And Miami Lakes single family homes, they're not building more of these, so inventory is very limited. So it's not like they could come and build 1,000 homes like they could in condo complex somewhere, in the downtown Brickell area. So Miami Lakes homes, overall, it's a very steady market.
So that wraps up our Miami Lakes neighborhood tour. If you're an owner here thinking about selling, please reach out. We always have buyers looking. We are here to give you a free evaluation of your home in this kind of tricky market. But every street, every corner of Miami Lakes is different. So a true local knows how to value your home. And if you're a buyer looking to buy Miami Lakes, whether it's an entry level or a Loch Lomond golf course special, reach out anytime.